If you're anything like me, you're either freshly an adult or about to be an adult. Regardless of which side of the spectrum you're on, we can all agree this is way harder than what those uncles are advertising. And don't get me wrong, every time they said don't grow up too fast, you gotta pay bills, this, you gotta do that, yeah. I listened, but damn gang, bro, life has recently just been on hell mode. And I'm gonna try not to get super into politics, even though it is like a big part as to why life has kind of been like this recently. But to make a short and sweet list, costs of things have gone up exponentially. It's kind of crazy. Jobs are barely hiring. World officials are having Twitter beef. These three emojis and whatever they may mean to you. The ice cream stands for Ben and Jerry's. You should be able to fill in the rest from there. Iran is beefing with people on Twitter. World War III is a frequent topic of discussion and a genuine possibility right now. And on top of all that, and possibly the worst thing going on this list, I can't get no business. No, I'm just trolling. But men and women alike of my generation, I'm sure we can agree, the dating pool is just, it's something. They're either freshly out of a relationship, still in a relationship, not looking for a relationship, but looking for a relationship, incredibly lusting, or just overall a terrible person. It's something, like I said. A few niggas I would take this shit. Like, what do you mean you're 2 weeks fresh out of a 6-year relationship and you're looking for something new? Do I have idiot spelled on my forehead? But anyways, even if you do find a good partner, you go on a nice date, you know, you take her to, I don't know, it's first date, you take her to like, please don't actually do this, you take her to like Chick-fil-A or something. Why is it $40 for 2 sandwiches? Everything is expensive, jacked up through the roof. Hell, even the gas to pick her up or meet her there was like already $40 itself. You're spending like $80 to $100 every time you leave the crib. And then yes, me and you are going to be expected to buy a house, buy a car, do all of these things. Hell, you might even be in the middle of that right now, trying to make all of these payments with your minimum wage job that you may or may not have. But we'll get into that. We will. And I don't want to sound like one of those old niggas. I was like, back in my day, I remember when it was 25 cents to get 4 of these little chip bags. But that's kind of how it is now. And it shouldn't have happened so fast for us. Like, what? Why am I 18 reminiscing about prices from 6 years ago when I was 12? What? Like, this could not have been the future that the adults in our lives previously was warning us about. It can't be. Actually, it literally isn't. And like I said, I'm not really a super political person, but our current president, more or less, was a TV personality when they were freshly into their adulthood. And now this nigga's our lying ass president. Bro, you went live, you said you pop niggas. You don't pop niggas. Went live, you said you whoop niggas. You don't whoop niggas. You swore down that the prices is gonna come down with the tariffs. They went up, and now my Panda Buy Trues, my Levi's, my Panda Buy Levi's cost $1 million. I can't even, what's the point of me getting them fake now? Which leads me to my next point. Where am I supposed to make this money? I mean, fortunately now I'm employed. But do you know how long it took me to get this minimum wage job? You would think I was a surgeon or something. Like, there's genuinely an employment crisis, an unemployment crisis going on. And it's kind of ridiculous. It quite literally took me 3 months of consistently applying to jobs to finally get this boring job that I have now. It's like being unemployed as hell and then being employed as hell. You just gotta pick your poison. And I'm grateful, don't get me wrong, but anybody who's really been there can tell you that one ride home when you're driving home, maybe your first week of being employed, you just want to wreck the V. I'm gonna be honest, like it really pulls on you. You know, you have some really deep, dark thoughts about how mundane your life has become when you're working this job. But it's cool though, you know, you're working so you can afford these dates. You can't have your phone while you're on the clock. But unbeknownst to you, you started a delivered war, or whatever it's called. And now you're being ghosted, or micro ghosted. You know, there's new lingo every day. But It's toxic. Oh. See, my driver Mac just thinking about it. Like, it gets crazy out here. But now, it's time to really get to the meat and potatoes. Speaking of war and social media, why are wars being waged over social media? There are threats, genuine global threats, being sent over twitter.com. And this is the future, you know, this is technology. According to Back to the Future, we were supposed to have flying cars like 5 years ago. But now we have world officials repping their set against each other on Twitter, essentially edging a global war. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And let's just be honest with ourselves. Based on all of the memes I've seen, y'all niggas are not ready for war, because I am certainly not going. Y'all boys be easy though. I'll be making videos, but for when you guys do eventually get drafted, you need to lock in and relax with these memes. I mean, I'm sure you've seen some of them. They're interesting. You know, there's a saying going around, men used to hunt, men used to go to war. But based on everything I've told you, life has to be harder at this point. I mean, yeah, they went to war, but they damn sure didn't have to be worried about being left undelivered. I'm trolling. But on a serious note, one thing they definitely did not have to worry about: the president and one of the biggest guys funding him leaking each other's dirt on twitter.com over a minor misunderstanding. And our president's dirt gets really dirty. It's even dirtier when you consider that Elon owns Twitter. So all of this Twitter beef between different armies and internally could genuinely all just be engagement bait. And if it is, this is the nastiest case of engagement bait ever in the history of the world. It would be so funny if this came out and our president and Elon Musk would just be reduced to like them Twitter niggas that be saying why be better for more views and more clicks to make more money. Like, bruh. And to make matters even worse, as if things couldn't already get worse, there's just so much chaos being added to chaos. Like, all of these random bills being passed causing political and civil unrest, to the point where the parade for the president's birthday, which I don't really know all the details about, but didn't really seem constitutional for how he got the funding to get it, had significantly less people than the protests all around the country against it. So essentially everybody's time and money was wasted, is what I'm seeing. But hey, speaking of time and money being wasted, we of course have to talk about video games, because I feel like if video games are good again, then life wouldn't feel so hard sometimes. And they pretty much all suck and drain your pockets. I'm looking at you, 2K. You still suck. I tried to switch my whole niche away from that, but it still just drags on my life, man. It sucks. I just want to play a basketball video game sometimes. Just sometimes. With that being said, I think I'm going to wrap the video up here. Please use the comment sections as a place to discuss. Like, I genuinely want to see how you guys' point of views are in the current midst of all the hullabaloo, for lack of better words, going on. If you guys do want to see a part 2 to this, I can get you that, because there are a lot of topics I did not touch on, either for the sake of, like I was trying to say, not really trying to get too political, or just because it wasn't exactly at the forefront of my mind at this moment. But hey man, this series low-key is an infinite money glitch if it does become a series with all of the bullshit going on. Whew, man, it's hard. Like, you only get one first chance at adulthood, if that makes sense. Like, you only get one life, one shot at adulthood, and this is how it's going. Hey, whatever. I mean, I was definitely born in the right generation, don't get me wrong, you know. I love the internet, love making videos for you guys. But with that being said, if you like the video, subscribe, Comment your favorite candy or something. I don't know. Not that it doesn't cost $20 at the gas station right now. But I will see you in the next video.